Hey there. So today I'm going to be discussing logical forces. A logical force is a concept introduced by social constructionists that considers the obligation a person feels towards a reaction to another person's words or actions. Basically, it is the pressure placed on a conversation by an individual regarding their response and its measure of morality. Growing up, I was raised with a certain type of consideration. I had to watch my language and be polite. A couple of years ago, I decided to not pass on that obligation in its entirety to my nieces and nephews. Most of them are in middle school and high school, and it felt like the right decision to make, and to this day I still don't regret it. Although I didn't have the right name for it at the time, I recognized a logical force that was in play, and I wanted to lift it to eliminate unnecessary communication noise. I was driving to a store in Austin when I used to live there with four of my nieces. Two of them are in high school, and the other two are in middle school. The radio buzzed in the background as I drove, and we were all just joking around. Out of nowhere, I accidentally say the word shit, and immediately I apologized and I felt embarrassed. My nieces kind of got quiet, and I realized that the entire conversation's rhythm was thrown off because of it. At the time, they all lived in San Antonio, an hour and a half away. I saw them maybe once every 3 months, so it was really frustrating how something so little could do that. And then I realized there's no way I could ever stop cussing. So I told myself, you know what? And I turned the radio all the way down. I turned to them and I said, hey, look, your aunt cusses a lot. And I'm going to cuss in front of y'all because that's who I am, and I want to always be myself in front of y'all. And if y'all cuss, and I'm not saying to cuss, but if y'all cuss, you can cuss in front of me because I want y'all to be yourself around me. I'm not going to get mad, and I'm not going to tell your parents, like, you're allowed to cuss. They all got kind of quiet and like was smiling a little bit, and then finally one of them said, okay, cool. And our night continued without any interruption. Now that I have discussed that experience, I would like to point out some inferences. I immediately felt a sense of relief putting that option out there for us. To this day, I still haven't really heard them cuss, but our relationship has gotten a lot closer. In a strange way, opening the floor for swear words caused a more authentic atmosphere. I realized that they need someone who they trust to always try to understand them instead of just another person who is trying to control their actions. They tell me things that they don't tell their parents, and it's refreshing because they actually take my advice and I don't have to get mad at them or tell them what to do. They respect me because I give them the respect to be themselves without that logical force. Now that I explained my inference, I will discuss how they can be transferred to other situations. Maybe a year later, I saw a story online about this girl who went missing after leaving a party. So I created another announcement to them, and I told them, hey, like, if ever you're at a party and you're drunk or you're high or whatever and you need a ride, call me. I won't ask any questions. I won't tell your parents. I'll take you wherever you want to go, or I can take your friends wherever they want to go. I just want to make sure that you're okay. I don't care what time it is, you can crash at my place. I know that the logical force would be to tell on them, like to tell my sister and her husband, but I want them to trust me, and I want them to know that I have their back. If I were to tell on them, they would just continue to do whatever they're doing, minus a safe ride and a listening ear with good advice. I would never want them to get into a car with a drunk person because they're afraid of me telling on them. Going against logical forces to remove unnecessary communication noise or unwanted situations can be used almost daily. If you see someone uncomfortable because they are worried about coming off as polite or annoying, letting them know to relax and to not feel obligated to act a certain way is very beneficial to communication. Also, not letting logical forces stop you from doing the right thing because you're scared of looking a certain way is beneficial as well. In conclusion, logical forces can be essential as well. Acting appropriately in heavy situations is a must, and taking away all logical forces may actually do way more harm than good. It is important to understand how to see an outcome from your given response and tailor your reactions accordingly. Yet, interfering with logical forces is an unspoken virtue. There are habits we pick up as humans that may have never been questioned for generations. If they are causing harm or stunting growth in any way, going against these forces may help us rewire ourselves or restart a path. Yes, logical forces are necessary, but if politeness has the capability to limit communication, is it merely just a tool to create obedience? What does it say about logical forces that create hostility? Perhaps some forms of communication are designed to be both the signal and the static noise. Thank you.